Hello? 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 Hello, hello? Jeez, is this loud today? I have no idea what the fuck. Hello? Oh god, that was loud. Okay, that's how you peak it. I think I figured it out how to peak it. Hi. Oh my god. Listen. I'm in the walls again. I don't know how I keep ending up here. I just do. It's just one of those things, you know? The lavender goddess beckons. Surprised she doesn't have a Twitch. Hold on. Let me get up in here. Let me get up in here so we can do this properly. Jesus Christ. Hold on. Okay, hi everybody. Welcome to today's stream. Hello. Oh my god, so many of you here. Which really surprises me. This waiting room has been up for what feels like fucking forever, honestly. Like anyway, hello, welcome. Today we are doing an educational stream. But before we do that, some people asked questions. Somebody said, I'm surprised she doesn't have a Twitch. I did have a Twitch. I've since rebranded said Twitch. Because I didn't like Twitch very much. Is that bad? Well, okay, no, I didn't like Twitch for me. Secret subject, me. I like Twitch for gaming, but a lot of you don't want to watch me game, which is valid and good because obviously I'm a chaotic fucking gremlin. But also, yeah, so I'm gonna, once I'm a VTuber again, I will be using Twitch as well as YouTube. For the other thing, for this, I'm just gonna use this. So all my streams from now on are gonna be here on the YouTube. Yeah, with the Neumann project will be on Twitch and on YouTube. But also, yeah, it's gonna be interesting because I don't know, I have some big surprises coming up at the end of the year. Hopefully I'm getting a really, really big surprise. I know I told you I'd never go back to VTubing. I lied. What? I know everybody misses my YouTube model, my VTube model for this channel. Well, too bad you'll never see her again, but maybe you'll see something else. I don't know. Maybe there's a secret redesign in the works. Maybe she's going to be bigger, better, badder, more mommy than ever. I don't know. Maybe you'll have to just wait and see. I don't know if you can handle the mommy vibes though. And lore and all kinds of stuff. Yeah, listen, I couldn't stay away from VTubing for long. This is the problem with dreams shattered. Don't worry about it. Trust me, when you see the new model, I think you'll be just fine. If you like paranormal, you'll love the new model. Sorry, I've got my cup of tea here because I have to have a bigger. Yes. Did I say bigger in the booba department? No, but is she bigger in the booba department? I'm gonna let you imagine what's gonna go down with that. Who's the purple lady on the screen? This is my old design, and this is the design that we're gonna stick to until the new redesign next year, because the redesign is happening at the end of the year. No more nyan pie? No more nyan pie, I know. I'm gonna un-nyan pie your secret, and all of you are gonna cry about it for about 5 seconds until you see the new model, at which point you'll be like, mommy, cry, mommy, mommy, and then you'll forget that anything ever happened, and then you'll be fine. So that's kind of just how it goes, you know? Can you please use your thumbnail photos in the video? The thumbnail images are so good. Wait until, okay, listen, okay. So a lot of people have asked me recently, and this is before I do the educational stuff. What I'll do is I'll timestamp this at the end. But Nyan Pie, I know, but don't worry. I'll make it up to you by giving you the hypno horniest shit you've ever seen in your life. And also, the new model is going to have some references to my OG 2016-2017 Tumblr lore. So if you were there in the Tumblr era and you miss some of the Tumblr lore, oh boy, will you feel validated as an OG Secret Subject fan. I'm going to be giving you everything you've always wanted and a lot of things you didn't want but are having anyway. Anyway, so, okay, let's talk about the videos real quick, because I do have some updates coming up soon that I will share with you really quickly. So basically, a lot of people asked me recently, Secret, you get all this cool art, why don't you put it in the fucking video? And I'm like, because I have a vibe. My vibe is neon secret subject sign, and that's it. But recently I felt like, I don't know, YouTube's getting a little stale, so I'm going to be testing out some new shit, and I will warn you, it's going to be bonkers. The first video with the new setup is going to be absolutely insane. Don't know why I resorted to uwu speak just then, but yeah, I guess I'm really excited about it. So yeah, if you're into that kind of thing, then I can't tell you exactly what it is, but also I will tell you that it's going to be, yeah. Also, there is a different video coming out for Halloween that I'm poking Allison about, because, okay, for some of you who don't know Allison in the chat, Allie is my wife, and she's a software engineer, and she is creating something for me for a Halloween video. And I have to say, the idea that we have is going to be pretty insane. It's something that I've never seen before on a YouTube video. So I think it's going to be good. What kind of crazy? Well, you have to find out. You'll have to wait and see on Halloween. Yeah. Also saw your music cover. That was awesome. Which music cover was that? I put out an original song yesterday. It's called Cybernetic Fixations. It's about fucking robots. If you like the idea of fucking robots, maybe I could get someone to throw a link to the SoundCloud. I nearly said Soundgasm. Oh my god, what's wrong with me? A link to the SoundCloud in the chat, in the doobly doo. I don't know. Please go check out my music. It means a lot to me. Yeah. Do you mean Halloween and a boss? I'm always a boss. What are you talking about? I'm always in boss mode. Look at me bossing all over this chat. Also, by the way, we have a couple of new mods in the chat, so please be respectful to them. We got Snake Eating Mouse, we got Double Grinch in the chat. Obviously Ali's here. We got a few new mods on the Discord server too, so it's really cool. But yeah. I'm having a good time, and yeah. How's your day going, Secret? It's going well so far. I literally just woke up recently. Thank you. There you go. Allison has thrown you a link in the thing, so you can check it out. The song I already got my first musical hate comment yesterday. Somebody told me I should take some singing lessons, and to that person I say thank you. I already do and have been taking them since I was 16. I've won several singing competitions. Don't worry, I think I'm fine. Alright, shall we get into some edumacation? Is this music too chill for educational chaos? Is this too chill for educational chaos? It probably is. I probably need some like do 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 do. Okay. Okay, ready? You're a real singer. I know. I've really made it now. Okay, ready? Let's get up in here. Here we go. Please don't be scuffed. Please don't be scuffed. Whoa! What is this? Hold on, chat. I think I'm gonna need to move you because you're in the way. So let me just... Robots fucking... Yeah, exactly. The robots... Do they fuck? They sure do. Boy, do they. Okay, I'm gonna move chat behind me. Unless something... Oh, maybe I can move you over here. I'll move you over there for now. I'll move you over there for now, and we'll see if this works. Right. Welcome to a very serious HypnoKink PowerPoint. As you can imagine by the title of this PowerPoint, this is extremely serious, and there's no memes in it whatsoever. There never has, there never will be, because this is all very serious business right here. Extremely serious. The absolute most serious business you've ever seen in your entire life. So, so today we're going to be learning all about the wonderful world of HypnoKink, and this is going to be a really great video for me to send to people when they ask me how to do it, because I'm very sick of explaining it to you. I'm both kidding and I'm not. This is literally my entire bread and butter. And yeah, I'm so sick of telling you guys what to do. Okay, so this is going to be very serious. At this point, somebody write down the timestamp of this moment, because this is when this all starts. Right, here we go. So first step, what is hypnosis? As you can see, this is all very serious. So let's go through. So, oh my God, I'm in the way. No, I'm in the way. Oh no, I'm in the way now. Hold on. No, I'm in the way. Let me just disappear for 1 second. Hold on. Where am I? Okay. What is hypnosis? So hypnosis is a story trope that ruined generations of people. It's true. Something Tumblr daddy doms do badly. Yeah, absolutely. Meditation, I will fight you on this one. It's true. Gaslighting, me harder daddy. Is that just me? Just me? Maybe that's just me. This is gonna get me banned. Something found in the depths of Omegle among the can't say that word. A kink that people misunderstand easily. It's true. People always tell me it's edge play. It's not edge play. I'll edge play you in a minute. Wait, no. No, okay. When you are bad at math, your brain blue screens. That was from a friend of mine. Some of these aren't mine, by the way. Some of these are typo. You know, I'm not surprised. I think there should be more typos because I can't spell. When you cry because it's your 4th PMR of the day and you can feel your will to live drain away. PMR stands for progressive muscle relaxation, by the way. And yeah, you do with that one what you will. Meditation is hypnosis. Fight me. I will fight you. I absolutely fight you on that because it is. You're right. You're so right. I've never seen anything so right. Thinking so hard you forget to think is very hypnosis. A therapeutic technique that helps people stop smoking. Oh my God, thank you, Hypnotica Cat, for becoming a member. Thank you. Something that people with top hats do in their basement. As someone with a top hat and lack of basement, I'm not sure if this is true, but I think it is. Mind control and brainwashing, hot. It's hot. And it is 100% mind control and brainwashing. Hypnosis is the vibe of the thing, you know? It's just the vibe. It's the vibe. It's the mood. It's yeah. Hypnosis is an MS Paint spiral and a paragraph full of typos and bad grammar. Now, if you're on the internet, you've probably seen this. And of course, everyone's favorite, hypnosis is, I'm going to move this out of the way. Hypnosis is whatever I tell you it is. Which, of course, a lot of you are like, oh, hello, yes, it's whatever I tell you it is. Yeah. Because it is, it's true. That's very true. That's very, very, very true. Yes. I think some people think that's what it is. Yeah, so is this real? No, but this is just me memeing on it because obviously I love to meme on stuff. So let's talk about, okay, so this one. No, but what is it really though? Okay, so legitimately, I'm gonna move out of the way because I'm worried. I'm too big for this presentation today. I'm gonna move myself. There we go. Move myself into this teeny tiny corner. There we go. All right. So hypnosis is hard to pin down. The research is still out on exactly what it is, but we know it's characterized by 3 key things: absorption, which is hyper focusing on something or just being really intensely focused. Dissociation, a feeling of being outside of yourself or separated from your surroundings. We all dissociate. If you've dissociated, you've probably been hypnotized. And suggestibility. Are you more likely to follow along with suggestions? So if I say, your hand is now stuck, frozen, there it is, blah, 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 then it's more likely to happen. So that's kind of what it is really. So I will say on this note of like what hypnosis really is, a lot of people argue all the time about how to correctly like kind of explain to someone. Yeah, exactly. You've seen this on the shorts. Yeah, because it's true. But so the research is out on this one because a lot of researchers still don't really know what it is. Hypnosis is incredibly hard to research too because when it comes to psychological research, and this is going to get a little technical, so sorry about it, but when it comes to psychological research, oh, first sneeze of the day, let's go. Can't get bingo in one sneeze, but maybe. I was going to say, so when it comes to psychological, second sneeze of the day. It's going to happen more, I guarantee it. It's one of those days today, I think. I was going to say, so when it comes to psychological research, it's really hard to have an accurate sample size and an accurate kind of like repeatable experiment with hypnosis, because let's be honest, hypnosis is very fucking subjective. But you do go into hypnosis every single day. I don't think I have a slide on this, but I'll just tell you now. Hypnosis you find literally every single day. Get a counter going. Oh my god. You go into hypnosis all the time, like when you're playing video games, and what else? When you're engrossed in a movie or a book, or somebody told me when they mow the lawns, and I'm like, that's probably not a good time to go into hypnosis, but absolutely I could see that happening. When you stare off into space, when you're cleaning the dishes. I've done that. I used to work as a preschool teacher, and one day I was sat at the window cleaning the art supplies, and I was just staring out the window, and one of my colleagues was like, secret. And I'm like, whoa, what? And she was like, are you okay? And I'm like, yep, fine, just tired. And she's like, okay, that was hypnosis by accident. So, yeah, that happens. If you ever lost track of time, you've probably been hypnotized. Yeah, exactly. When I'm listening to my daily brainwashing, hypnotized. Yeah, exactly. Do we go into hypnosis when doing hypnosis? Yes, exactly. Not all gaming is hypnosis, but yeah, basically, flow state. If you've heard of flow state before, when you're in the flow state, that is a form of hypnosis. Yeah, so I think if you have, a lot of people say people with ADHD can't be hypnotized, but honestly, I think we probably do hypnosis more than the average person, to be fair. When you're in your weird ADHD hyper-focused state, honestly, I do that all the time. It's crazy, and it's mayonnaise hypnosis. Stop it. Stop being silly. Hey, this is a very serious PowerPoint presentation. Don't be silly. I didn't bring my angry face, but I get it out right now. Highway hypnosis is a thing. So if you don't know what highway hypnosis is, it's the idea that when you're driving somewhere and you know where you're going, your body can sometimes just go on autopilot until you realize you're like, wait, how did I get to work today? And your brain goes, that's highway hypnosis. If you're a true gamer, you get hypnotized on the daily. Damn right you do. Gamer. Okay, next. Who uses hypnosis? Okay, there's two camps here. There's the meditation and wellness people. Okay, alright. We have the hypnosexuals on the other side and kinky ace people in the middle. This is a very accurate representation of everybody who uses hypnosis. Surely. It's cereal soup. Okay, no, but really, who uses hypnosis? Okay, so in the hypnosis kink context, and remember, this is in a hypnosis kink context, there are two kind of like groups of people in this place, right? And there's people in the middle, because, you know, we can't all be one or the other. We have people whose kink or fetish is hypnosis. So that means that for some reason, like me, you find hypnosis incredibly alluring. And there are other people in the kink community, the hypno kink community, who use hypnosis to explore their kinks because their kinks are, let's just say, wild. Just out there, just a little bit. I'm not kink shaming, but I'm just saying their kinks are a little bit sussy, and because they're a little sussy, you gotta have like the stuff in the thing, you know. Yeah, okay, I'll give some examples. Inflation kinksters, bimbofication people who like IQ play. I mean, that's me. I don't know why I'm calling myself out here. The drone people, let's be honest, you can't make yourself a robot in real life without doing some pretty severe things to yourself, but robot play is huge. And then there's people who do both. So if you're a little bit of both, like me, like majority, I'm like 85, 15. Is that math? Does that math? 85, 15? Feels about right. 85%, 15%, 85% camp A and 15% camp B, you know. That's, you know, I think if we had like a bar, we should start a bar graph, you know, one of the ones that's like, there's like how much are you this and how much are you that. We should start one of those. That should be the latest thing in the hypno scene. I'm gonna go make that. We're gonna make that a trend, honestly. But yeah, so this is kind of like in the hypnosis kink scene, kind of who is doing what with it. And again, this isn't like 100% accurate representation of everybody who's doing this, because like there are obviously always exceptions to every single thing. But yeah, this is kind of like on the whole, like kind of what people do with it in the scene. Okay, how does one do a hypnosis? Now this is very technical. Step one, you find someone to do a hypnosis with. Now this is probably both the hardest and easiest step. You can do this by screaming into any Discord server, "Please hypnotize me." I'm sure that will get you very far. I'm kidding, please don't do that. Don't be like, Secret told me I had to come into this Discord server and scream, "Please hypnotize me now." If anyone does that and cites this video and this moment, I'm going to cringe. So yeah, don't do that. But yeah, I've seen people do that, and I can tell you it goes interesting. If you're really silly enough to try it, good luck to you. All right. Step 2 is do the hypnosis with, because you know you gotta do a hypnosis. Any Discord server, not even the hypnosis ones, just any Discord server. Yep, sure. I'm sure that will go so well for you. Okay, step 3. There's a mystery step here that's missing. And step 4, profit? I mean, if you're making hypnosis content, maybe you do profit. I don't know. Yeah, don't be that guy. Please don't be that guy. Please don't be that guy. No, don't do that. Okay, but actually though, okay, step 1, if you're doing hypnosis, especially hypnosis kink, this is kind of how it goes. So step 1, you do a hecking consent and negotiation. This is fucking mandatory. People keep telling me, "Ooh, Secret, did you hear? Consent is sexy." And I'm like, consent is fucking mandatory. Don't start with me. No, I want to cross out the sexy and put fucking mandatory. Like, don't skip this step. This is the unskippable step. Now, consent looks different to different people, right? And I think we've got a slide to cover that later on. Let me just check. Yep, we do have a slide for that later on. So I'm not going to go too in depth into it now, but we will then. Okay, step 2 of the process is you induce trance using something called an induction. What? No way. You induce trance via the induction? No way. So yeah, so that's that. You do your induction. Now this could be any number of things, and we're going to go into some later on because there's a ton of these, and you can pretty much do them on anything. And I'm going to prove that point. I'm going to prove that point later. Then you do your suggestions and play. And by the way, this is like for the basic level scenes, right? So then you do your suggestions and your play. So like you turn someone into a doll, or you freeze them in place, or you do some sexy hands-free organisms or whatever. I don't know what the fuck you're into. And then you do your end of your scene and your wake up. And then you do your aftercare. Also fucking mandatory and should be discussed in the consent portion. Now, I don't play like this because this is boring as shit. Like, I know there are some people who love to do like the step-by-step induction, deepener, suggestions, end of scene and wake up, aftercare, etc., etc. I don't play like that because I feel like it's kind of boring. And if you listen to any of my files, you probably know, even though I obviously start with my induction is mixed with suggestions. And and yeah, so it's just like, I don't know, you don't have to play like this. So if you don't want to do this, that's fine. Don't do this. Just play however you feel works for you and fits for you, because like this can get really boring. And I know a lot of people who still do play like this, and I'm like, listen, it's like 2023. Surely we've moved on. Okay, I don't even know what's next. What's next? But actually though, oh, this is repeated. Oh no. I think I was supposed to put something in here about talking about like all the different ways to do a scene, because honestly, like I said, you don't have to follow this. Okay. A brief overview, and this is very brief, by the way, because I could talk about this for literal hours on consent, because I have an entire class on this. So if you want to see that class, I will do that at some point if you really, really want to. So this is a brief overview. Okay. Secret. Now this is how you're supposed to do it, but also Secret, lol, this method is boring and don't do it. Yeah, it's true though. Like, listen, I think the thing is, right? Hold on, just gonna time someone out real quick. No, I can't time someone out real quick. Ugh. I was gonna say, the thing with the process of doing a session is it's just like, there's like layers to it, and it all depends on who you're playing with. So This one has a lot of words, I know. But so, when it comes to consent for hypnosis play, you must discuss everything you're going to do before the scene, unless you have a prior relationship, blanket consent, total power exchange thing going on for you, okay? TPE, total power exchange. For people who don't know what that is, that's like, yeah. Don't worry, we'll talk about it in a minute. Don't get ahead of yourselves. Okay, so if you are, for example, my wife and I, this is the example I always use. My wife and I have this thing, right, where we've been doing DS now since 2017, 2018. But on top of that, we're also married. I also know her like the back of my hand. So for her and I, we don't do like a sit down, I'm gonna do this to you right now. If I want to push her limits a little bit, I'm allowed to, within reason, you know? So that's fine, because we have what's called an established relationship with blanket consent. Blanket consent means that on the whole, I know you, you know me, we know what we're doing, so we have consent to do whatever we've done previously, plus a few new things within reason. However, if you're doing what's called pickup play, so you've just met a person, you've gone to like an event or something, you've just met this person, you need to negotiate thoroughly, because you don't know this person. If you know this person really well, you've been friends with them for years and you've talked to them about stuff, you've seen them play, you've played with them before maybe, then that's okay. You can kind of skip some steps, right? But when it comes to brand new people, you need to discuss all this. Yeah, and like my wife's just said in the chat, and at any time we will communicate if anything changes. Yeah, exactly. Or afterwards. Or we'll have like safe words in place, which is very important. But yeah, so you must discuss everything you're going to do before the scene, within reason. Obviously, there are situations that is fine. Yes, so communication skills are key. Anything with hypnosis is all communication. So if you're a good communicator, you'll be very good at this. Okay, so once someone is hypnotized, you cannot up negotiate with them. So somebody in the chat asked, what is up negotiation? So basically, when someone is hypnotized, you are impaired, right? It's like if you go to a bar and you have that one beer. After you've had that one beer, you are impaired. So it's very hard for you to like agree to stuff. Now, obviously, the more beers you have, the more impaired you become and the more it becomes an issue. But once you've had that first beer, you're kind of already impaired. So it's kind of a little iffy to then push stuff, right? It's the same with hypnosis. So up negotiating means that during the scene, somebody will basically be like, hey, we're having such a good time. Let's do this extra thing that I've just thought of. Now, don't do that. The only situations where I would say up negotiating is okay is, again, in that total power exchange, blanket consent, like you got a relationship with someone and you know it's fine to do that. You know you're going to push them a little bit and it's okay because you know that this person is okay with you pushing them. Whereas if you've just met this person, it's your first time playing or whatever, or even your second or third time playing and you're just kind of still in those early phases, yeah, don't up negotiate. I've had people do this with me, and I will tell you, it's not that fun because that's how you can also get into some weird, risky situations, you know? Yeah. Okay, make sure to keep triggers locked and discuss duration and conditions of trigger suggestions. So when you're giving somebody, treat a hypnotized person like they're tipsy. Yeah, basically, because especially once you've hypnotized them once, twice, 3 times, they're fractionated, which basically means that their mind starts to get a little fuzzy. Maybe they feel a little bit giddy. I'll tell you about fractionation. Oh God, okay, I'll tell you a really embarrassing story that happened to me recently. So the other night, I thought it would be a really good idea to try a game from Nick's Goddess Games. Now, Nick's Goddess Games, shout out to them. Can someone throw a link to their itch.io in the chat? We've made a game recently called Enthralled, and it was really fun to make. Now, I'd never played one of their games before, so I decided to play their game called Fractionate, which basically fractionates you probably 100, maybe even 200 times. Up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. And it went on, it's about 40 minutes of just really intense fractionation. So I played it, and afterwards I was fucked. I was so fucking fucked. I've never been so fucking fucked in my life. My brain was like jello. And then I said to a friend of mine, oh my God, we should hang out and do this in the voice chat. So we did. We all started doing it in the voice chat together, a bunch of friends and I, and by the end of the game, I was the only one who got through it once, and then I got through it a second time, and by the end, By the end of the second time, I was literally like just like giggling to myself the entire time. Everyone was like, Secret, are you drunk? I was like, no, I'm fine. But people legit thought I was drunk or something because I sounded like I was going crazy. People were like, what is wrong with you? I'm like, I don't know. Everything was just really funny. And at one point, I started just staring off into space. And somebody was able to hypnotize me by staring at my own table. So, you know, like, as you can see, like, being fractionated and being hypnotized a few times can make you extremely suggestible. So if somebody had come along to me and gone, hey, let's do a scene right now, and I'm going to make you into a table, and it's going to be like really intense, and I'm going to do all kinds of horrible sexual things to you, I probably would have said yes, even though I knew deep down that's probably not something I wanted. So you have to like, Secret, you're doing the opposite of what you think you're doing. Listen, I'm fine. But you know what I mean? So there we go. So just saying, like, do not negotiate. I sure talk. Yeah, it's a live stream. Of course I talk a lot. Do you want me to stop talking? Should I just stop and then there'll be just dead silence for 3 hours? We can do that too. But yeah, is there a link to the fractionation game? Yeah, check out Nick's Goddess Games itch.io and you can find Fractionate on there. Honestly, highly recommend. Very fun. But yeah, don't negotiate. Do not negotiate during the scene. Okay? Don't do it. All right, so make sure triggers are all locked. So what does this mean? It means that if somebody says, okay, every time I say the word sleep and snap my fingers, you're going to go into trance. If I worded it, every time someone says sleep and snaps their fingers, you'll go into trance. That is what we call an open trigger. It's open because I didn't say who could use it. I said someone. So your brain you might be walking down the street one day, someone says sleep and snaps their fingers and you'd go down. Or you might be at a stage hypnosis show, right? Say if you are going to a stage hypnosis show and somebody says sleep and snaps their fingers, you might go down. And that's going to be a whole thing, right? So that's an open trigger, and we do not recommend these. There's a few files out there that I will not name because I think they're shit. God, I'm going to get cancelled. We call them the Disney Deer files. We don't like them. They're basically crap. I say that because they're crappily made, but they have open triggers in them related to like good boy, good girl, that kind of stuff, which I think is dangerous. A friend of mine one time was at work and she told me that she was at work and they played that song Blurred Lines, but of course she had an open good girl trigger, so every time she heard the words good girl, she felt a little bit of like, you know, stuff in her between me down there, if you know what I mean, winky wink. And so while she was at work and they played Blurred Lines, and yep, so you can kind of imagine how that went down for her. Not very good. I had to help her out with that one and get rid of that one because that was not very fun. So crap. So we always say just make sure your triggers are locked. So really easy way to do that is yeah, exactly. So a really easy way to lock your triggers down. Super simple. I do this all the time. So I say, for example, we'll use the good girl trigger, right? Every time I and only I say good girl in that particular tone in a space that's safe and comfortable for you to do so, you will feel X, Y, and Z. You know, you got to use the who, what, where, how kind of things, right? If you make sure you go through all of those, then you'll be good to go. Yeah, assuming that trigger is given by someone who's high. The thing is, right, it doesn't matter if you have high rapport with someone or not. If someone's super easy and you give them an open trigger, it's still going to be open. You need to be responsible enough as the hypnotist to lock your shit down. You hear me? Also, conditions of the trigger. How long is the suggestion going to last? If you say, okay, for the next half an hour, you're going to be in bimbo mode, and it's only going to last half an hour. We're going to set a timer right now. When you hear the timer go off, you're going to come back to yourself. That's cool. I've done freeze play like that, where it's like set a timer for half an hour, and then at the timer, you will wake up and you'll be unfrozen. So you can do stuff like that too, but just make sure you you keep your triggers locked and you discuss the duration, parameters, conditions of the triggers and suggestions. Cool. Discuss the aftercare requirements before the play even begins, because once someone is hypnotized, it is too fucking late. So make sure you ask them, what does your aftercare look like? Aftercare doesn't have to be a cuddle and a biscuit, by the way. Aftercare for me is like a high five, and you were just going to talk for like 20 minutes or maybe play a video game and just do something that's not hypnosis for a little while. Maybe it's somebody handing me my water bottle and saying, hey, drink this. And I'm like, cool, thanks. And then they go, whoops, it's drugged. And I go, not again. And then, but you know, like, so for everyone, aftercare looks different. So make sure you discuss, what does your aftercare look like? Yes. Look, I was gonna say, when it comes to subject agency, that's a whole conversation. We can talk about that at the end, okay? Because I think it's important to talk about subject agency, but it's also a whole different thing. Okay, fractionation will make someone pretty fuzzy, and they can be hyper suggestible, which means that when you're staring at a table and someone says, "Oh, is that a nice, pretty table that you can just be hypnotized by?" You say, "Yes, I love that table," and then you're hypnotized again. So just keep that in mind. Like after I played Fractionate, I think I was still hyper suggestible for like 3 days. Not again. Oh, trust me, I've had some fun times. Some people flop into trance. Please discuss physical and mental landmines issue before the scene, especially important online. So what does this mean? This basically means, like, look, some people, boom, random. Secret fixing broken triggers in person's head, hypnotic brain surgery. Everyone at our secret has many talents. Thank you so much for the super chat, boom, random. Really appreciate it. Oh my god. So when it comes to hypnosis, people have physical and mental needs, right? So you might be playing with someone that you know is what we call a flopper. So that's somebody who literally like flops around the place when they're hypnotized. So if you're playing with this person online, you need to make sure they got cushions, blankets. You need to make sure that if they flop out of the camera view, that you're not going to get them hurt or something, or that you're not going to be able to not see what's going on with their face. Making sure people are in a comfortable position. I know before I've done sessions with people where they go, hey, I'm floppy and I don't want to flop today. So we've had them lie down. We've had them like sit down. We've had them like all kinds of doing that. So yeah, so just be very careful with people, right? I was gonna say, so you've also got like physical concerns, like maybe you're playing with somebody who can't lift their arm in the air, but you want to do puppet play where you were gonna have them have their arms pulled up in the air like strings, but you know they've got a bad shoulder. So you need to think about these physical concerns before you play with someone. I get weird feelings. Sorry, there's like doors going off all over the place today. I keep getting distracted. Jeez. I've had my Ritalin and I'm like easily distracted by noises in my house. Like this place is so yeah, so some people might have like physical things that you're like, oh yeah. I'm trying to think of any that I have. I don't think I have any physical stuff. I do get a bad neck because my neck tends to move around a lot. So yeah, I was gonna say also, we're going to talk about mental concerns really quick. So obviously I have ADHD. I know a lot of people who have like things like depression, other mental illnesses, or neurodivergence that might have medications. If you are somebody who is being medicated for any mental stuff, you need to tell the person you're playing with, because you never know if that's going to make it feel weird. For example, a few years ago, I was on antidepressants, and my antidepressants made hypnosis feel really weird for me. So in order to play safely, I would need to disclose that to someone. Obviously, you don't need to tell everybody your entire life story, but I think it's important to disclose anything that you think is going to potentially hinder the scene or get in the way, just because it's respectful, and then they can be prepared, you know? Also, let's talk about landmines really quick. So a landmine is some sort of mental trauma that you might have that somebody can step on. For example, we've got a friend who is incredibly scared of water. So I have an induction called the Pink Ocean, where I throw you into the sea and you get pulled away with the waves going back and forth, fractionating yourself into bimbofication and IQ play. Now, obviously, that technique would not work for my friend, because the second I mentioned the water, that friend would be like, oh, no, and freak out, which would cause what we call an abreaction, which is not very not very fun. So if you know of any landmines that you do have, for example, a fear of spiders, a fear of water, maybe you had a traumatic experience that you feel like it might come into what you're going to do, you know, I would disclose that. Obviously, like I said, you need to keep yourself safe and not tell everybody everything about you. But at the same time, if you know someone's going to be doing a scene where there might be water involved and you're scared of water, tell them. You know, if you know that you're going to be doing rope, or sorry, I keep getting distracted because my wife is like rummaging around my house. No idea what's going on. Yeah, so just make sure like you talk about all of these things before like everything goes down. Yeah. Aberrations can be not fun. I've had 2 aberrations, and I will tell you, they were not very fun at all. So just be very careful. Also, remember, the less contact you have with someone, the more you are going to need to negotiate the parameters of play. So that basically means, like, if you're playing online, for example, it is a lot more important to have like all the parameters set up if you're playing online, because imagine like you're on camera with someone, right? And they can see your face, and the second you go into trance, your face like drops onto the table and they can't see you anymore. Now they can't see you, they're essentially flying blind. So just making sure you have those things in place, like, hey, and every single time you go into trance, you're actually going to keep your head up, or you're actually going to angle the camera better, or you're going to lie down and then angle the camera so I can see you, or whatever you need to do. Same with text hypnosis. Again, way more parameters needed. Like, the less contact you have with someone physically and visually, the more you're going to need to negotiate. And again, if people want a class on this later, I can whip it out. I know this slide is quite long because obviously there's a lot to cover in this, but yeah, this is just like a brief overview of consent. She says brief, it wasn't so brief. But yeah. Okay, sorry, just checking that. Right, next. Okay, key terms and phrases you will hear. I was gonna say I will take questions at the end. Thank you. I don't want to get distracted. Oh my god. Right. Key terms and phrases you'll hear. Tist. Now, some people argue that you should not call people a tist because it cheapens it. I don't know. I quite like it. But I'm lazy. So tist is short for hypnotist. Some people do not like this, and trust me, when I say do not like this, I mean they will literally be like, secret's cancelled now because I've said the word. Oh, sweet Jesus. All right. Subject/hypnotee, a person being hypnotized, also sometimes called a sub if there's a diastematic to the play, or a bottom. Now, remember, bottom and sub are not the same thing. A bottom is somebody who is just doing the act of being the hypnotized. Submissive is someone who is submissive, and there's a diastematic to the hypnosis. You do not need to be a sub to be a bottom. I have bottomed many scenes, and I am not submissive all the time. So yeah, so there you go. Subject or hypnotee, person being hypnotized. Fractionation, the act of putting people between two states of mind, flopping back and forth between the two, typically used to refer to in trance and out of trance. But you can fractionate someone emotionally between roles or other kinky dynamics. I have a little short on this. You can check that out for more information on fractionation. That's the easiest way I can put it. Aberration is a reaction in or around the hypnosis that is unexpected and usually connected to an intense emotional response. This can be positive. Anything that happens in trance that you did not expect is technically an aberration, but 99% of the time, this is usually a negative response in which you need to end the play with someone. If someone has an aberration, they'll typically be tense, they'll cry, they'll have like a panicked expression on their face, they'll maybe start breathing rapidly. You'll know what it is when you see it. At that point, the play is done. And you should end the session because you cannot play with someone after they had an aberration. Yeah. Landmine, we already talked about this a little bit. Mental trauma someone has could be a trigger. It could trigger an aberration. This could be hidden from the hypnotee or not. Sorry, I'm in the way. Oh, not again. My big head's in the way. I had a feeling this was going to happen. Trigger, a suggestion that happens when an action, phrase, or thing happens, e.g. when I snap my fingers and say, sleep, you'll go into deep trance. There we go. So there's that. So those are some keywords you probably need to know. And now a moment to rant about hypnosis in the media. Sorry, I had to add this incredibly cooling out slide in here because look at this shit. Look at all this shit. So here's some fun hypnosis media moments. So let's go through some of these, shall we? Some of these are my personal favorites. Some of these are your personal favorites. I didn't put car on here because I didn't want anyone to cancel me. Oh, sorry. Somebody said, could you elaborate on why an ab reaction ends the play? Well, someone's having an emotional trauma response. After someone's had a traumatic response, you shouldn't do it again for at least 24 hours, I would say. Because let's be honest, if it happened, then it's probably going to happen again. Right, hold on. Let's go. So, not Pokemon. I had to. Look, Pokemon is not my thing. But also, I know some of you found hypnosis through Pokemon. What do we got here? So let's talk about this one over here. This one with the eyes being pulled out and stretched open. That's from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. If you haven't seen Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. yet, where's the pizza box? Fuck you. That's where the pizza box is. Fuck you, pizza box. So the eyes one is Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and it's the Hydra. Is it Hydra? Yeah. The Hydra brainwashing. And it's really cool. No Scooby-Doo? Oh no, we're going to talk about Daphne and the coin again? Jesus. Okay, the sexy lady in the middle, that's from Gotham. Apparently that's, what's-her-face? Gordon's daughter, maybe? I think? I don't know. I don't watch Gotham, but all I know is that's a really cute clip. Obviously we got Beast Boy from the Mad Mod episode of Teen Titans. I will say, the Mad Mod episode Teen Titans has so many fucking spirals in it. Honestly, there's so many spirals. We've got The Simpsons. I don't like The Simpsons hypnosis episodes. I think they're a bit weird, but I know some people saw it for the first time there. We've got Marek from season 2 of Yu-Gi-Oh! Obviously, sexy Marek. Sexy mind controlling with his sexy Millennium Rod. And I'm like, yes, put that in my brain, daddy. We've got Scarlet Witch down the bottom. I didn't realize she was so hypnotic until recently. So, yeah. We've obviously got the Jedi mind trick in the corner up there. I've actually done the Jedi mind trick to someone before, and I can tell you, it's pretty fun. I like it. It's very amnesia play, very gaslighty, very manipulaty. It has layers to it, and I quite like it. But yeah, there was no the premier Marek stan. Honestly, I fucking love Marek. I do. Like whole thing. We've got She-Ra on this thing. I never watched She-Ra, but I know some people discussed this She-Ra clip, and it's very cool. No, I mean, outside of the audio file where I did the Jedi mind trick to people, I have done it in real life to someone, and I can tell you, it was very fun. And then my absolute favorite of all time, True Blood. I'm obsessed with True Blood. True Blood is my absolute favorite TV show, pretty much of all time at this point. And I'm really, 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 very, 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 very happy to see so much fucking hypnosis in True Blood. Just saying, it's always really sexy. It's always a very good time to watch True Blood and have like an episode where like a bunch of people get glamored again. I don't know. The way they do it, I guess it's because it's also eye fixation-y, and I'm really into eye fixations. Yeah, so if you've never seen True Blood and you're into vampires and hypnosis, what are you doing? What are you doing? Literally, what are you doing? It's not the first time. Yeah, True Blood. True Blood's really campy, and it gets really stupid. But honestly, you want to go home and rethink life. Vampire hypnosis, best hypnosis. But yeah. So there's that. I just had to take a second to like rant about this because I don't know, what am I doing? Yeah, exactly. What are you doing? It's too straight for me. Honestly, valid. It needs more gay. All right. Time for inductions. Oh my god. Again, I'm in the way again. Jeez. Hold on. Let me Just here, I'll just be ears. Right. So there are many different types of induction. There's so fucking many. Fractionation, you can count, you can do fractionation, you can text, you can fixation, you can confusion and overload, you can PMR, you can rapid. I totally meant to put fractionation twice. Gaslighting, fidget spinner. I don't know what you're fucking into. You can literally do anything. Anything can be an induction. When you have the 3 key characteristics of hypnosis. And let's say it again. Remember, we've got the 3 key characteristics of hypnosis: absorption, dissociation, and suggestibility. Yeah. So if you can communicate, you can induce trance. So as long as you remember, focusing, getting someone dissociated by using dissociative language, and then suggesting things. So there's going to be a spiral warning for this next bit. I am going to do something incredibly stupid to prove a point. Now listen, I told you I was preparing something, and I wasn't wrong. I was preparing something. So this is a hypnosis warning for this next bit. That's right. There's a hypno warning on the screen, which tells you only one thing. It tells you it's time for something incredibly stupid that I spent a lot of time on. Welcome to the PowerPoint induction. Oh boy. I did warn you there was going to be a spiral for this part, so I hope everyone was prepared. Welcome to the PowerPoint induction. This is the part of the PowerPoint where we hypnotize you using a PowerPoint. Don't worry, the spiral's only going to be here for a little while. Don't worry about it. Hypnosis warning, memes incoming. Listen, I love stupid shit. What can I say? And in terms of doing really stupid stuff, I have decided to take this moment to hypnotize you with my PowerPoint. Now, this is a hypnosis warning. I'm going to tell you to probably submit to this PowerPoint and to drop deep into trance with this PowerPoint. So if you are here right now, you consent to potentially being hypnotized by today's PowerPoint presentation. Honestly, I think people kind of saw this coming, but also I hope you didn't. Because nobody sees me coming. What? Wait, what? Okay, let's do this. Should I put on some I should put on some binaural beats, honestly. I should put on some binaural beats, damn it. You are so focused on the PowerPoint. So focused and fixated on the PowerPoint. You love to focus and fixate on the PowerPoint. The gentle clicking that takes you into trance. You need to keep looking at the PowerPoint. Keep focusing, keep fixating on the PowerPoint. It's so easy to watch the PowerPoint, isn't it? You listen and learn from the PowerPoint. This is a very educational PowerPoint. Pocket watch the PowerPoint and let it take you deeper and deeper into trance. Every single slide taking you deeper and deeper and deeper. It's easy to focus on all of these things at once. It's easy to focus on this and let everything else fade away. You love to focus on the PowerPoint. You listen and learn from the PowerPoint. You need to keep looking at the PowerPoint. Pocket watch the PowerPoint and let it take you deeper and deeper into trance. You're focusing and fixating so easily to focus and fixate on all of these things at once. The visual, the PowerPoint, the words, my voice. You love to focus and fixate on the PowerPoint. You love to keep looking and need to keep looking at the PowerPoint. That's right. You listen and learn from the PowerPoint. The PowerPoint has very important things to say. So you give it all of your attention because it's so nice and so good. It's easy to focus on all these things at once. It's easy to focus on this and let everything else fade away. Allow yourself to be gently dissociated as you need to keep looking at the PowerPoint. You listen and learn from the PowerPoint. Pocket watch the PowerPoint and let it take you deeper and deeper into trance. That easy dissociated, fixated, focused feeling. It's easy to focus on all these things at once. You need to keep looking at the PowerPoint. You are so focused on the PowerPoint. You listen and learn from the PowerPoint. It's so easy to focus on feelings of focusing into trance. It's easy to focus on all these things at once. Pocket watch the PowerPoint and let it take you deeper and deeper down, 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 down to trance. Down, down into dissociation. you focus and fixate on the PowerPoint. You need to keep looking at the PowerPoint. You listen and learn from the PowerPoint. It's easy to focus on all these things at once. It's easy to focus on this and let everything else fade away, fade away, fade away, until you wide awake. Stompy stomp! Sorry, I found this the other day and I was like, I have to have this somewhere. See, if the PowerPoint method didn't work, I was absolutely gonna just do this and just stompy stomp your face into trance. The feet people are eating well today. Yeah, so there we go. There we go. So oh my god, oi! Now I'm cancelled. You know, listen. Chat's back. There we go. You're welcome. Ta-da! Da 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 da. Okay, listen. My face, dagnabbit. Whoa! Oh, that's funny. Alright, that's the PowerPoint induction. Instructions unclear, almost fell. Alright, there we go. So mean. More please. Was that fun? So that's an example of an induction called the PowerPoint induction. If you want me to make a longer version of the PowerPoint induction, I absolutely can do that for you. We're not done. There's more. There's more. But wait, there's more. Okay, now that... Best PowerPoint ever. Oh my god, thank you. Okay, now you're deeply hypnotized. How do your words suggest? That's such a leading question, me being like, and now you are deeply hypnotized. How do your words suggestions? There are two types of suggestions. There's direct, which tells someone exactly what they're doing. The obvious, close your eyes, take a deep breath. Then there's indirect suggestions. Suggestions are hidden in language, typically more permissive and give someone options of what to do. My example of one is, isn't it interesting how easily someone can think of hypnosis when they see a spiral? Or embedded commands like, you don't need to go into trance right now. It's implied, right? To practice these, you can use Zebu cards and salad cards. If you don't know what Zebu and salad cards are, they're kind of like they're sentence starters that you can add your own twist to. Allison's favorite one is, have you noticed the benefits of going into trance, you know? So yeah. So there's like a lot of different things you can do. Obviously, like there's a lot of like NLP tricks and stuff. NLP can get a little confusing for some people. So if you would like to do more research on NLP, I would suggest reading Sleeping Girl's book. It's called Kinky NLP, and it's very good. I've started reading it myself, and it's very good. Even though I already have a fucking certification in NLP, so I do know a thing or two about NLP. But you can never know too much about NLP, you know? Noticing is exactly... I was watching, actually, Sleeping Girl's pacing and leading video. She has this great video on pacing and leading and ambiguity with her and Cece. And it's really, really good, and it's very, very fun. And basically, it's all about, like, the power of just, like basically pointing stuff out. So watching like, somebody... like just go into trance and like pointing out all the different parts of it. Yeah, there's a lot of layers to what is NLP? Thank you. So NLP stands for neuro-linguistic programming. Some people call it a pseudoscience. I mean, you could argue lots of things, to be fair, but you know, I like to use it because it's the language of like advertising and the language of your brain. Basically, it's the language of like convincing people. It's a little manipulative, so obviously, like, be careful when you're using it. I tend to not use it in public. I tend to only keep it for kinky purposes, but, you know, if you are into it, if you're into using a lot of indirect suggestion, you can absolutely do that. But also, both of these styles of wording suggestions are very valid, by the way. I was gonna say, because direct, a lot of people say, oh, but direct is like it's too basic. No, I think there's like a place and time for it, right? I think you should be able to use both, you know? You should be able to use both, you know? And there are places and times for both. So like, I would say Never ever ever be like, well, direct is just too basic and too boring. Nah. If all you're doing is NLP all the time, I have questions. You know, yeah, exactly. It depends on the vibe. Like, I don't like people to be like, only one is valid and good, because no, they're both good. Okay, locking triggers. Seriously, you seriously have to do this. No ifs or buts. Even if it's a nice butt, I don't care. Play nicely and lock your suggestions triggers down. You can do this by specifying who can use it, when can it be used, how can it be used, where will it happen, and what mindset can it be used in. Yes. I was going to say, we know about conversational hypnosis. Thank you. Okay, now what? Once you have someone in a deep hypnotic state, have fun, the kind of consensual fun that you agreed on beforehand. And if you choose to, like me, use these skills on a live stream to get a sign to tap as you do it. Listen, there's a lot of power in this sign. Oh, and read Mind Play by Mark Wiseman, and The Brainwashing Book by Sleeping Girl, and Hypnotic Amnesia by Leela and D.J. Pinchin. Yeah, there we go. And wow, now Q&A. You may now ask question. You may now question me, but only this one time, because because you would never question me all the time. Just this one time. I'm kidding. This is question time. So if you have any questions now, you may throw them in the chat, and I will answer them. Yeah, for some people, direct suggestions are, I'm gonna make myself bigger now. I'm gonna make myself a little bigger now because I'm important, right? There you go. Are they available as audiobooks? So I know Wise Guy was making an audiobook for Mind Play. So you can wait and see. Although Wise Guy's hypnosis voice is really good, so I think you're gonna be in trouble. I think you're probably gonna forget half the book because you'll be like, wait a minute. Question: why are you so chaotic? So one day I decided to drink the juice of the chaotic plant, and it made me chaotic, and I've never been back since. I don't know. I think it's gotten worse. My ADHD's gotten worse. Question: if a person listening doesn't fully know the language or doesn't understand the trigger locks, what can happen? Well, I would hope that you are doing hypnosis in a way that your partner can understand. Do you know what I mean? It's like if I tell my wife something and she doesn't understand, I will ask her, do you understand everything that I'm saying? And if she shook her head and said no, I'd be like, never mind then. So yeah, just making sure I reiterate, hey, do you understand what's going on right now? Do you know and understand everything that's happening right now? So, yeah. Ooh, this is a good question. Where did you start your passion for hypnosis? A big fan of yours, love your content. Thank you so much. I was gonna say, so I started doing hypnosis back in 2017. I actually started hypnotizing people because people thought I had a sexy voice and I would be good at it. And yeah, I kind of just went from there. And then I discovered that I quite like being dominant, and I quite like dominating people, and I don't know, it's become my career now, so that's quite fun. Okay, sorry, there's so many questions coming through really quickly. Missed the Discord last stream, is there any chance I can get again? Pretty please, missed subject. Oh, we've had to pause invitations to the Discord, but when we reopen our Discord server, I will let everybody know on Twitter and in the community tab here on YouTube, because yeah, we've had a security risk lately, so we've had to lock that shit down, but once we're open again, I will let everybody know. Sorry for the delay on that. We've got to ID check everybody, and it's becoming a little bit chaotic, so we're just trying to take our time. Yeah. Okay, what else? Oh, there was a question and it's gone now. Oh no, here we go. How does one use gaslighting as a technique safely? I think it all comes down to, like, in the play situation, is this play or is this real life? You know, when you are going to be using gaslighting and manipulation tactics with people, and you're going to basically have someone in a state where they're questioning, what's up? Where you have someone in a state where they're like questioning their reality a little bit, you need to make sure that you have a position for them where they can come back to like reality afterwards. My friend Cami wrote an amazing post the other day about personality play, which I think kind of links into this, where she recommends having like a neutral space where you're like, okay, so this is your space, your little hub. And if something happens that you don't like, we can just go back there and you can be back to yourself and back to like your neutral base. I think establishing that is very, very useful. So yeah, I would do that. And just obviously making sure that you, like, A, agree on what's going to be said, B, reiterate when you wake them up, this is only for now, this is not about you. So like if you said to someone, oh, you're dumb and stupid and horrible, then afterwards you'd be like, and remember, you're not dumb and stupid and horrible. Those are just things I said to make the scene more enjoyable for you. And I don't believe that, nor do you. And then you can wake them up, and yeah, making sure that aftercare is solid, I think, is important. Because we all have a bit of gaslighting, but it's got to be consensual, and it's got to be something that you can obviously establish, that is not just, oh, I'm gonna actually turn the chat back on too. There we go. Way, maybe, I don't know if it worked. Okay, any tips for a beginner in terms of how to be induced into trance more easily? Found it quite hard on my part. I think there's two key tips I always give people, and that is one, like, don't force it, because if the more you force it, the less likely it is it's going to work. Because I know some people, they're so keen to go into hypnosis that they just are like, I don't know, you overthink yourself out of trance a little bit. The second thing is just kind of like, don't put any expectations on what you're going to feel, because a lot of the time, and the reason why I didn't tell people this is what hypnosis looks like, this is what hypnosis feels like today, is because it's so fucking subjective that it's so hard for me to tell you exactly how it's going to feel for you when it happens. You will start to learn, the more you play around with it, the more you experience it, how it starts to feel for you. For some people, like for me, it's a focused feeling. It's like I'm so super focused on this thing that I literally couldn't think about anything else. Other times it's a relaxed feeling, and it will change day to day. It will change on what I'm doing, who's hypnotizing me, how they're doing it, all that kind of stuff. Also, try a different kind of induction. I know a lot of the time people will focus on like one induction, one method. Try all kinds of stuff, because you never know if it's that one thing that's going to be the thing that like makes you finally discover what trance feels like. So just try lots of different stuff. Try in person, try visual, try audio, try confusion, try like everything you can get your hands on. Just try a bunch of it and just see what works for you better. All right, here's a question. Whoa, what the... My chat is jumping around. Ooh. Hold on, there's so many questions. There's so many questions. Oh my god. Go read Cammy's post, it's good. Sorry, I just had a question and I've lost it again. Okay, hi Secret, just curious, how often do you use tactic contracts? What is that? I find them so experienced with people experiencing trance for the first time. No idea what that is. That's not a common phrase in the hypnosis community that I've heard. And I've been doing this for 12 years. So, like, I don't know. Is that an NLP thing? If it's an NLP thing, then that's cool. But yeah, not something that I'm super, super well versed with. And, yeah. Tact contracts. No, it's not ringing a bell for me. Maybe someone in the chat can explain that. And then, yeah. What do you think of the book Mastering Erotic Hypnotic? I've never read that book, nor heard of that book. So yeah, my go-to is Mindplay, because Mindplay is just so well written and so easy to read. Rose earlier talked about safe words being a priority, but how do you allow the subject to use those while in trance? Good question. Okay, so safe words in hypnosis. You can condition someone to use safe words. I think it's a very useful tool. Basically, when you have someone in a hypnotic trance, state, you can basically say to them, hey, every single time I ask you what is the safe word, you're going to tell me the safe word. That's a really basic way of doing it. You can also do the traffic light system, where you basically say, every time I ask you what color are you right now, you'll say either green, which is good, keep going. You'll say red, which is stop what you're doing and just do the thing. Or you can say yellow, which is move on, or you can discuss what yellow means. Because yellow for some people is like move on. For yellow for some people is I'm not quite sure about that. Can we just approach with caution? I don't know. So you can do that. You can also just remind people like it's okay to use their safe words even in trance, and just even if you just look them deep in their eyes and say, and your mind knows exactly when you can use those safe words, you know, like just having something there as a backup. My favorite is the what is your safe word trigger, because I know that if a person I'm playing with can't say, tacit contract. What is that? I've never heard of that. Anyway, I was gonna say, so yeah, if you have that kind of trigger set in someone and they can't say it, then you know the scene is done. They're way overloaded, way too far, and you can be like, back it up, you know. So yeah, so I would, but you can also get creative, you know, like the thing with hypnosis and suggestions is they're only as good as how creative you are with wording them and doing them, you know. You can make them as basic as possible, or you can make them as complicated as you want. There's this rumor going around that a hypnotized person's brain is has the capacity of like a child, but we know that that's not fucking true. You know, you could read me some fucking poetry in trance and I'd probably go for it, you know. So like be creative and see what works for the people you're playing with, or for you. Yeah. Okay, as a hypnotist, what is your favorite type of reaction to see a subject once they've dropped into trance? Floaty eyes, RLs, droppings, etc. My favorite is just general trance phase. I just love a general trance phase. I think it's so cute, so adorable. I don't know, there's something so really nice about it. I like the blank stare and the nodding eyes. Love that. Okay, is it normal to be able to snap out of hypnosis at will? Because whenever I go into hypnosis stuff, it feels like make-believe. That is a great question. So there's like two kind of topics in here that I want to cover really quickly. One is the idea that, oh my god, hold on one sec, we just need to ban some people real quick. I was promised I'd get some real weird shit today, and we're getting some weird shit today. Cool. Okay, so what was I saying? Right, snapping out of hypnosis at will. So let's talk about subject agency really quickly. Subject agency is super duper important. What it means is basically when you are a subject or a hypnotee or a bottom or a submissive, it is very important to be able to reject suggestions you want to reject and to be able to go along with things you want to go along with. Now, there's this whole thing in the community that is, quote unquote, all hypnosis is self-hypnosis, or hypnosis can never make you do anything that you don't want to do. Now, these two phrases are both... a friend of mine said it really good recently. They said it's both a phrase that we tell the vanilla people to make them less scared of us, and also something that is incredibly toxic in the community because it actually leads to abuse. So when it comes to subject agency and being able to wake yourself up out of trance, it's a very important skill to have, because at the end of the day, all hypnosis is not self-hypnosis. It's a two-player game when you're doing it with other people. It's an exercise in rapport and communication. Now, people can be hypnotized to do stuff against their will, because hypnosis is a tool. Imagine a piece of rope, right? When you have a piece of rope, this rope is not dangerous, just sitting on the floor, right? Rope on the floor, not that dangerous. It's just kind of a piece of rope. Now, when somebody picks up this piece of rope, they choose what to do with it. They make the conscious effort and choice to decide whether or not to use this for good or use this for something harmful. It's the same with hypnosis. When somebody is doing hypnosis with somebody, they can, in fact, use this for good, or they can use it for not so good. So you can be manipulated into doing things that you don't want to do. And yeah, so it's just a whole thing. So it's very, very important that everybody, if you are going to be engaging in hypnosis play, that you learn what is something you do not want and how do you avoid that? How do you get yourself up out of trance? One skill I always tell people is I will suggest, and this sounds really stupid, but honestly, very important. Have a friend of yours give you a suggestion that you know you do not want, that is incredibly stupid. Don't make it anything dangerous or harmful, but make it just really stupid, you know, that you'll either laugh yourself out of trance, to practice waking you up out of trance, to practice waking and rejecting a suggestion. So the more you practice that, the better you'll become at that. Especially for people like me, I am incredibly suggestible. I am incredibly easy. And I know for other easy people out there, it can become incredibly toxic when people start fucking around and finding out. So having the skill to be able to reject stuff, to be able to say no, to be able to be in a position where you feel like you can say no and you are respected for saying no, is very important and very vital. And also, if you're in a situation where you can't say no to somebody because of peer pressure, because you don't want to look uncool, because like your friends are all doing it, making sure that you put yourself in a position where you feel comfortable and you feel safe, so yeah. So there we go. So the other thing is, whenever I engage in hypnosis stuff, I feel like it's make believe. Yeah, so there's a whole bunch of people out there who will probably agree with you and feel like no, oh my god. So it's co-op. Well, it is. You can do self-hypnosis, but you can't. Mostly we play co-op, right? It's a both. It's a mixed game. You can play it solo if you really feel like it. I personally don't engage in self-hypnosis because I feel like telling myself to go into trance is quite boring. But at the same time, mostly it's a co-op game. So when there's more than one player involved, you know that there's going to be communication, and when there's communication, there's ability for communication to be skewed. Yeah. So in terms of pretending stuff, I used to tell people that sometimes you have to do a little bit of play acting to get stuff to stick. I still do agree with that, but only to a certain point, Like, sometimes I feel like it is a very useful tool to be able to not force yourself to go along with stuff, but just to, like, be a bit more open-minded to just going along with things and seeing how it goes, instead of being, like, constantly, like if someone says, oh, put your hand on your head, and now your hand is stuck on your head, and you were like, no, you need to kind of give yourself into the feeling a little bit. And like, there is sometimes a little bit of like, I'm gonna almost force myself to do it or imagine it. Yeah, so it's quite difficult to be like, hey, don't fake it till you make it, but at the same time, sometimes playing along can be a very useful tool. It's like when you're doing role play, right? And you're role playing something until it becomes so immersive to you that you're like, whoa, I'm actually like in it right now. Sometimes you have to give it a little bit of a push, but it's also hard to then be like, but don't force it. So I don't know. It's like I said, there's like layers to this. It's incredibly subjective. This is also why when I'm working with new people and newer people, I spend a lot of time talking to them to figure out how their brain works. Because to me, the most important part about hypnosis is I need to figure out how your brain works exactly, which means that for audio files, it can be quite difficult. I can't know every single one of the people who listens to my audio files. Like, one of my latest ones got like 26,000 views. I can't get to know 26,000 people individually to be able to break it down exactly what I'm going to do for you to make sure that you have a really great custom experience. But at the same time, like, there are ways and means to do it, Yeah. Well, it's not even if a person allows themselves to be and have good rapport with the hypnotist, because like sometimes it also comes down to what are you doing? Rapport is big, but it's literally not like, there's still also like some sort of like somebody's brain may not respond to what you're saying in the way that you think they're going to. So there's layers to it, and it's quite complicated. I'm trying to make it a bit more simple for everybody. This is also why I immersing yourself. Yeah, exactly. So I think it's more of a, not like a play acting, but like Double Grinch says, allowing yourself to be immersed. Yes, I agree. Allowing yourself to be immersed, giving yourself the right position to be immersed. Very important. Yeah. Okay, cool. I'm trying to do my best here. Like, because even when I did my hypnosis certifications, like, it's so hard to like explain some of the stuff that just happens. Yeah, okay, so this is I'm having a hard time being hypnotized with friends due to them either having bad experiences with people, or they've tried or just not interested. Where do you recommend I look for people? Oh yeah, good question. There's a few Discord servers that have cropped up recently that I've heard are quite good. There's there's one that people keep recommending to me that I've not tried, but you can try, called like Hypno Hookups or something. I know somebody who runs it. Apparently it's quite good. We've got a Discord server, but in our Discord server we do not encourage hookup culture. We encourage, getting to know people and just, chilling out. Yeah, so I would just say Discord's a really good place. Twitter, you can make friends with the community. Tumblr, if you have a Tumblr, you could start like just writing some experiences stuff and see what happens. And yeah, go to conventions. Charmed is coming up online. Beguiled is really good. So like, yeah, there's a lot of different cool places, but I would try a bunch of the Discord servers and see what happens, But also, remember, etiquette is a thing, guys. Remember, hypnosis etiquette is really important. Like getting to know people, getting to like, taking your time, and like don't rush anybody and don't push anybody. Okay, so somebody says, do you know what I can try to stop trying to force a feeling when giving hypnotic suggestions? I think it's a practice thing. Eventually, you will be conditioned to the point where things just naturally happen, but it does take a little bit of time, and it does take a lot of like practice to get to that point. So just, I have a couple of files called background brainwashing. Yeah. Oh, the hypnosis hookup Discord server. Yep. So I was gonna say, third sneeze. I know we can hear everything that Allison is doing. It's okay. My mic is just very sensitive. But yeah, it's a whole thing. God, what was I saying? I don't even know now. Jesus Christ. Yeah, so when it comes to background brainwashing, that's the one. I actually think I'm going to make some more background brainwashing files because I really like them in terms of trance training and stuff like that. So yeah, I would try that and see what happens. I love, at the moment, I'm doing a lot of non-relaxing hypnosis where you actually just focus on what I'm saying and focus on other stuff to distract you. It's very fun. Yeah, people thought that's funny. I know. Free thinking, free will in this chat? I don't think so. Can you hypnotize yourself by hyperfixating on someone and trying to think of a certain thing? I don't know why I feel like I've been doing that for a few days. Yes. Remember, hypnosis is created from 3 key things: absorption, dissociation, suggestibility. Okay? So think about those 3 things. Absorption is a key part of this. If you have someone focused and fixated on something, you have trance. If you have them dissociated because they're so focused and fixated that nothing else is mattering, they're in trance. And then you throw in your suggestion and sleep or whatever, and they're in trance. Why is car contentious? Ooh, so the big thing about that, oh my god, wee me. Hold on, was that a super or was that a thing? Weemy, I don't know what to say. I just wanted to donate. Oh, thanks, Weemy. I really appreciate that. So car is contentious because let's think about who car is hypnotizing. And that's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. God, creepy. Alright, like advanced roleplay? Yeah. Sorry, I'm just trying to find these questions because there's so many of them. Thank you all, by the way, for the great questions. I really, really, really appreciate it. Oh my god. Those tips you gave before, do they also work for people who struggle to go into trance because they can't stop thinking? Yes. Lack of thinking doesn't make trance. Trance is not a lack of thinking. Just because you're so focused on something that you might not think as much, it doesn't mean you're not thinking. Your brain is always thinking. Your brain doesn't literally turn off in trance. Now, for some people, brain turn off, no thinky is a vibe and a whole mood and a whole thing that they're looking for. But normally, like, your brain will just not turn off in trance. Like, you'll still be thinking, thoughts will still happen. It's just we're trying to push those thoughts into a position where they're a bit more less distracting, if that makes sense. Yeah. By the way, would you do a Kitsune ASMR hypno or otherwise? Not sure. Haven't thought about that yet. Alright, do you know of any hypno groups in the UK? I actually don't know a lot about the UK scene. I can't talk about a lot of the people in the UK scene because I'll get in trouble. I always get in trouble when I talk about people, so I'm just not going to do that. So I will just zip my lip and say, no, I don't know anything about the UK scene. Ironically, considering I'm British, but yeah. Anytime I get, okay, here's a good question. Anytime I get relaxed enough, I end up falling asleep during files. Is there a better way to combat this? Yeah, so I used to have this exact problem. I used to get so relaxed that I would fall asleep too. So what I would say is basically sit up. Sit the fuck up. Put yourself in a position where you're less comfortable, because I think what happens a lot of the time is you get so comfy, especially doing that relaxation crap, right? If you're really into relaxation hypnosis and you get super comfy, then yeah, it could be a problem. So yeah, do it not late at night. Make sure you're not tired. Sit up or put yourself in a position where you're less comfy. You know, you don't want to be super comfy, because if you're super duper comfy, then you're going to be too comfy. And if you're too comfy, you're asleep, you're not hypnotized. So yeah, I was going to say. So there we go. Okay. You've noted ADHD specifically in relation to this practice. Mental. Okay, what if you take medication? Does that complicate the situation at all? Yeah, so I'm on Ritalin. So whenever I play with somebody, I will tell them, hey, I'm on Ritalin, just letting you know I'm good. Or I'll say, hey, my Ritalin's worn off for the day. So like just warning, things will get a bit scattered. So you'll need to do, because for me, taking medication as a person with ADHD does change a little bit about how I go into trance. I know that when I'm on my Ritalin, I'm a little bit more focused, but I'm also easier to focus. Whereas when I'm off my Ritalin by 8 o'clock at night, things get a little bit more like all over the show. So it's going to take a little bit more pushing, you know. Also, my brain will tire easily, so there's that to contend with. So for me, it's worthwhile mentioning if I'm playing with someone late at night, you know. Not that it happens often, because not a lot of people get to poke around with my brain. My brain is very precious, and I only give it out to a very, very select few people. But yeah, if I'm going to do anything like that, or if I'm going to play with someone like that, then I'll make sure that I have everything in place, so I know what's going down, you know, and so that they know too. Because I just think it's always good to tell people if you know that something like that is happening. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for the super chat. I was wondering if I can record an interview with you. Oh, that's really, really sweet. Yeah, if anyone ever wants to interview me for your podcast, your interview show, whatever, I've done a few podcasts and interview shows before. Please email me at keepittrancey@gmail.com. Please flick me an email. Yeah, I do try and respond to them when I can. We have a question here from a super chat. Thank you so much, Dan. Gaining fan. I'm not sure if I'm ever in trance or just doing what the hypnotist wants or trying to get into trance. How do I for sure go into trance? That's a very hard question to ask. I'm really sorry. I probably cannot do this justice. No, I'm not doing private sessions. No, I will never do private sessions. I do not like to do paid private sessions. They make me feel weird. Anyway, sorry, back to this question. How do I know for sure? There are a few things that could happen to you that you might know as like tips for going into trance. My favorite one is mantras. I love to give people a mantra where they're like, I was deeply hypnotized. So when they wake up, they'll be like, I was deeply, oh no, you know. There's also like feelings, right? Did you feel relaxed? Do you feel refreshed when you woke up? Did you go along with what the hypnotist said? You know, there's no for sure way to know. Even my wife, right? My wife wrote this amazing piece. I hope she links it in the chat for you, about imposter syndrome in hypnosis. Because even though she's been very experienced in the hypnosis realm, she's been doing this for literally years as a submissive, as a subject. There are even times when she looks at me and goes, I don't know if I was hypnotized. So it's really hard to like notice things, you know? But maybe when you're in trance next, do a body scan. So a body scan is where you think about like all of the things going on, you know? All the things going on in your body right now. And then see kind of how that fits with your experience of trance. You know? What is different now that I am listening to this hypnosis audio that was different from when I first was like walking around before the hypnosis audio? You know, that's a really good technique and good tool. Yeah, so just keep doing that and see what happens. It's really, like I said, it's so hard to pin it down. Yeah. But what if it was for £1 billion? So if someone offered me £1 billion to hypnotize them, I would think about it, but I probably still wouldn't. I don't like doing paid sessions. I really don't. I don't like doing paid sessions. I was thinking of offering custom audios again recently, but the problem with custom audios is I don't want to write the script. So if you really want a custom audio from me and you are happy to have someone else write the script, I will consider it. I might open a thing for that, because I'm really thinking about it. But also at the same time, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'll think about it. But yeah. Right, back to the questions, because there's so many and I'm still like all the way up in the chat. Okay, here's a question. Ooh. Okay, do you have any advice for keeping your mind blank when in trance? Okay, so you're clearly one of these mindless people who likes to be mindless and blank and stuff, which is valid. That's a valid feeling to want. I normally tell people the bubble technique. I really like this bubble technique that I've worked on with some people. So the bubble technique is when you're in trance and you have racing thoughts, right? You think about putting those thoughts in a bubble and floating them away. And you just keep doing that, and you keep doing that, and you keep doing that until your mind is blank and empty. Oh my god, I need to stop streaming on days when motorbikes drive past my house for hours. They have this motorbike day where they all just drive their motorbikes around my house. And I'm like, can you guys stop? Guys, come on. Yeah, so I always do that. Yeah, so put your thoughts in a bubble and start to float them away. That's a really good way of doing it. Otherwise, you can also just, every time you have a thought or like you are thinking too much in trance, you can always refocus yourself onto what the hypnotist is saying. Imagine those words are like being typed out on the page of your brain. Stuff like that. Like just really refocusing yourself and actively encouraging yourself to be refocused on what's going on, you know? Because I think that's the big thing, right? Is it's like you've got to, like, if you really want that blank mindless feeling, you've got to find out a way to take those thoughts and get them out. It's not like if thoughts just happen, you're like, damn it didn't work again. No, start to reframe things. Yeah. And I think you'll find some maybe that might help. I hope it helps. Here. Oh dear. Okay, oh my god, do you know James Tripp's Hypnosis Without Trance or Shindrig's Jacqueline's A model? I do not know. No, I don't. I tend not to look into that hypnotherapist stuff because, okay, listen, I'm not going to call out hypnotherapy circles, but some of the hypnotherapy circles can get a little woo-woo, I won't lie, and it can get a little weird. I have watched some of James Tripp's videos before, and I will say, I didn't really agree with what was going on with a lot of it. It was all a bit weird, so I just kind of backed off after that. I was like, okay. I was like, okay, all right. Yeah, it gets, some of these people can also make it quite confusing, and I get it, it is confusing and complicated, but at the same time it's also not like as complicated and confusing as yeah, I don't know. I tend to stick to my things. Oh no, okay, somebody in the chat saying catalepsy is a good indicator of hypnosis being occurring, but no, it's not. Okay, hold on. Okay, let's talk about really quickly. I want to talk about this depth scale thing. Okay, so if you've never seen the depth scale, there's this really stupid depth scale out there. If I find it, I'll put it on the screen at some point. There's this really stupid depth scale out there where basically there used to be this whole thing, and this was taught to me when I did my certification, and I love Wise Guy so much because Wise Guy was like destroying it. But basically, the way you're supposed to be taught when you certify as a hypnotist is that there are levels of depth, and depending on what skills you can do, we had a conversation about this in the Discord server the other day, depending on what skills you can do is like depending on how hypnotized, quote unquote, you were. Depth, no, not death scale, depth with a P, damn it. Depth scale. Oh my god, look, okay, let me see if I can fucking find it, because it was a whole thing. It was a hold on. This is me in the middle of the live stream, like quick. Depth. Is it even a thing? This is me. Depth isn't even a thing because I'm such a dick when it comes to this kind of shit. Oh, here it is. Right, so this is the depth scale. Hold on, let me. Whoop. Oh no. Okay, apparently there's going to be buffering. We're about to have a bumpy ride. Okay, ready? Here we go. Right. This is the Aaron's Hypnosis Depth Scale. Now, this is bullshit, so do not take this as anything. This is absolute bullshit. Do not. Okay, so according to the Aaron's Depth Scale, to go into a light trance, you need lethargy, relaxation, and eye catalepsy. Stage 2 is catalepsy of isolated muscle groups, heavy or floating feelings. Stage 3 is rapport, smell or taste changes, number block, and aphantasia. Partial amnesia, glove anesthesia. Stage 4 is amnesia, no pain, automatic movements. Part 5 is partial hallucinations, and part 6 is anesthesia, no feeling. So the problem with this scale is that they are, take a lighter to it, absolutely, just burn this to the ground. So the problem with the depth scale is that a lot of people will not get past level 1. Like 90% of people I've spoken to probably hit level 2. Now, my personal level, because I don't get smell and taste changes, so I don't know what the fuck that comes from, but I can do everything up to level 5. Level 5 is where I cannot do it. And the funny thing about me is I'm a fucking great subject. If anyone's ever seen me hypnotized at a convention, or you've seen me hypnotized in anything that I've done, trust me, I'm great. And I can't do hallucinations. I literally cannot do hallucinations. Positive, negative, auditory, cannot do hallucinations. If you tell me something is there when it's not there, it's not there. If you tell me this cup on my table right now is disappeared, it's still here. I can see it. So this is bullshit. So when you said that catalepsy is a good indicator of trance, I disagree with you because not everybody can do it. So it's one of these things of like, listen, hypnosis prodigy. she's the switchiest girl in the world, secret subject. I'm kidding. But yeah, so it's just, listen, when it comes to like when people want to generalize it and so everybody can do this, it's not true. You know, some people, catalepsy works really well on me. So if you have me hold up my arm and you say your arm is now frozen, stuck in place, my arm is frozen, I can't move it. If you tell me my arm is too relaxed and I can't move it even if I tried. If you do the weird eye trick on me where you close, so if everybody closed their eyes and you relaxed your eyelids until they couldn't open, some of you are going to go, oh my god, my eyes can't open. And some of you are going to be like, oh my god, that didn't work at all. So it's just, it's just a whole thing. So these are some things that can happen when you are hypnotized. Some of these things on this list. Some of you will get 1 or 2 of them. Some of you will get every single one of them. What is important is that you figure out what works for you and what doesn't work for you. For example, I had somebody who I used to play with back in, way back in the ISE days. This is like, we're talking like 2013, 2012 kind of issues. And I would say that, so they really wanted me to see a red ball. For some reason, I don't fucking know why. They could have done anything else, and they chose the red ball. So they really wanted me to see a red ball. And they were like, we are not going to stop until you see this red ball. At which point I lied and told them I totally see the red ball, and they moved on. And it was fucking awful though, because it makes you feel as a subject, as a hypnotee, it makes you feel awful. So if you are a hypnotist, a red ball, not a bull, Jesus Christ, a ball, B-A-L-L. Is my accent that thick? Damn, honestly, Red Bull gives you wings. I would love a Red Bull, but I can't drink it. Oh my god. But yeah, so please, If you are the hypnotist, do not force shit on people like that. If somebody goes, oh, hey, I'm actually not really good at hallucinations, don't be like, I will fix you. You know? Like, because I've seen people do that where they come out and they go, don't worry, I'm the magical hypnotist who will fix you and make you see shit that you can't see. Okay. All right. If someone says to you, I'm really bad at body catalepsy, but I would like to try it. Okay, at that point, you can play around and see what you can do. But if your subject, your hypnotist, comes up to you and is like, hey, I actually really don't like that I'm not good at positive and negative hallucinations, and it makes me really uncomfortable when people push it, then like, yeah, no, you cannot fix them. It's not fixable. It's not a problem. It's not a thing. Yeah, exactly. If, like I said, you are allowed to be like, hey, I'd like to get better at this skill. Valid. Great. You should do that. It's great. It's a good time. For example, I wanted to be better at amnesia. So for a year, I listened to Chutoy's alien brain memory training. And the other day, my wife listened to it. And she's like, Secret, do you remember any of that file? I said, no. And she explained it to me. And to this day, even though she's explained it to me, I could not tell you what was in that file. Which is really funny hearing her then explain to me what was in the file. Yeah, so for me, really good at amnesia now. You know, I wasn't before. I used to remember everything. Now I forget literally everything. So, you know, like, it took time and I got there. But at the same time, it's just like, yeah, this is why, for me, it becomes so important to know the people you're playing with. Because, you know, yeah. Okay, let's check out some... Alright, I just had to show you that because I just think that, like, I really hate when people are like, but everyone can do this. No, not everyone can do that. Never make assumptions. It's just, it gets silly. Somebody also asked if I've been to hypnosis thought conventions. No, I've never, because I get really scared of obviously I'm a certified hypnotist myself. I've done 2 certifications now, one with the NGH and one with the ICBCH, but I'm still quite scared. I'm quite scared of the vanilla hypnosis scene, honestly. These people scare me, and they judge all us erotic hypnosis kink people, and they say that we shouldn't be doing it, and we probably know a lot more than a lot of them. It probably just makes them quite insecure. So now that's what gets me cancelled. So no, I've never been to one of these things, and I probably wouldn't. So it is called Alien Brain Memory Training, and it's by Chutoy, who is amazing. Trance is a skill. Exactly, trance is a skill like anything else. Is it hypnosis? Is it ADHD? We'll never know. Right, Secret, do you have any advice for doing memory play? Yeah, go listen to Chutoy's Alien Brain Memory Training. And just, yeah, play around with it. Word it differently. Read Leah Law's book, Hypnotic Amnesia. It will both help you figure out why hypnosis works and why it doesn't work, and it will also give you lots of tools to tell other people about so they can actually do it to you properly. Yep. The thinking tends to be very rigid and academic. I agree, and that's my problem with the whole thing, is sometimes studies are not enough. We do a lot of experimentation in this scene, and I feel like experimentation can be frowned upon by some people, and I think it's like a whole thing. Yeah, it gets incredibly complicated. Somebody said, will you do a stricter voice for the Angel and Devil audios? It has the right buttons to me when you're being rough, pulling hair, forcing gaze. Maybe I'll do it again and we'll do a kinkier version. We'll call it like Devil and Devil. Evil and Eviler. I don't know. Or Evil and Eviler is a vibe. One is just slightly evil and one is like absolutely diabolical. You know? Listen, everything is a community these days. There's so many there's communities for literally everything. Like I said, including the safer work hypnosis community, which is a thing I avoid like the plague, because every time I've posted anything to r/hypnosis, people have run me out of there with pitchforks and torches. Even if it's safer work, even if it's clean, they look at me and go, degenerate, and then they run me away, and then I go, no, I didn't mean to. I didn't mean it. But yeah, it's like a whole thing. So I just try and avoid it. I don't know. It's just yeah, I would rather not put myself through that again. No, and it's good to see that there are some hypnotherapists out there who are very kink positive, sex positive, who are very open to obviously the kinky side of hypnosis. Because there is a huge, obviously, hypno-kink community online. But there is also parts of the community that really don't like like us. It's kind of like a thing, but hopefully it's improving over time. Hopefully it improves over time, because I would hope that as time moves on, we can all kind of understand that, you know, kink is something that just happens and you can't stop kink. We'll never stop. We're very persistent in the kink community. We're gonna keep going. We're having too much of a good time. All right. Question: as someone who's both been hypnotized and hypnotized people, would you say that being hypnotized is just as much of a trained skill as hypnotizing someone is? This is a really good question. Yes, 100%. I also think that, and this is a controversial opinion, maybe, I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but one of my hot takes is that being hypnotized makes you a better hypnotist. And the reason why I always tell people the best way to learn how to be hypnotized is to be hypnotized. Learning how to hypnotize is to be hypnotized, is because when you're going into trance, you start to understand A, what works for you, B, what phrases to say, C, how it feels, which is a very important thing to have, your own placeholder for how your trance state feels. Now, obviously, hypnosis is subjective, so you can't turn around and be like, hey, by the way, this, that, and the other, and it's like a whole thing. You can't obviously like project your trance feelings onto others, although I am going to try that. I have an audio coming out soon where I'm going to attempt to take my skills in hypnosis and throw them back at you like a mirror. It's going to be fun. But obviously you can't then exactly describe to somebody how your state feels and assume that that's what their state feels like, but you already know the buttons that you like to be pushed, so you can then push those buttons, if that makes sense, right? So I don't know, people always are telling me that switches make the better hypnotist, and I'm starting to agree. Somebody the other day on Twitter said sub-leaning switches make the best hypnotists, and again, I agree. As somebody who used to be sub-leaning, who's now dom-leaning in the switchy kind of compartments, I agree. You should absolutely 100% learn to be hypnotized as an ability to learn how to hypnotize. Yeah, if that makes sense. Yeah, I have the Amnesia book you recommended, which is strange because I don't remember buying it. Oh, ayo, love that for you. Question about the conditions that you can use to lock a trigger. There was a section that you said the mindset where the trigger can be used. How does it work? So it's like, okay, when I'm locking a trigger, I like to be as specific as possible. And one of the things is, it's like, if you are in a place that's safe and comfortable, is how I like to word it. Because to me, if I'm hypnotizing you through text and I don't know where you are right now, you could be at work, you could be in the bathroom, because some of you gross people take your phone into the toilet. Why are you doing that? Stop doing that. Leave your phone outside. You don't need it in there. What are you doing? What are you doing in there? Don't text me in the bathroom. I don't like that. You know? So, like, you don't know what someone's up to. They could be in their car. Maybe they're texting and driving. That's inappropriate. Don't do that. Especially don't text me and drive. What? No. So, you don't know where someone's at right now. So, I like to use the phrase safe and comfortable, because if I throw a trigger to someone, which again, I never do. I'm not the kind of person who just throws a trigger out without knowing a little bit first. But if you were going to play like that, and I've had people play with me like that, where I've been at work or in my car or doing something that I shouldn't be doing hypnosis with, the trigger is now in a place where it's like, my brain knows, oh, this is inappropriate, so you can stop yourself. So that's what I mean about the mindset where the trigger can be used. It's a comfort thing. It's like, okay, I know for me, my comfort level says that I'm okay with being hypnotized in public. So me being in public and being hypnotized in a place where I'm like, okay, maybe somebody might see but they won't know, that's fine. But for some other people, their comfort level is not there. Their comfort level is literally in my own home or nothing else. So, you know, so it makes it so that it applies it to your own comfort level for that time, which also can change over time, by the way. Because for me, you know, when I first started this, I probably would be comfortable doing triggers outside of the home. Whereas now I'm like, yeah, if somebody did some light trigger play with me outside, we were at a cafe or something and people didn't really know what was going on and, you know, it looked fine, then I'd be fine. But yeah, so you've just got to like gauge, making sure that you've got the things in place so people feel comfortable, you know? Yeah. I hope that helped. Oh my god. Oh, does anyone else just get a song so where you go into trance? Oh, that's so bad. Put it in the bubble. Put the song in the bubble and tell the song to go away. You know? Yes. Thinking? Is that legalized? No. We're gonna ban thinking. Ban thinking. I am team ban thinking. No thinky. No thinky, just hypnosis-y. Oh man. Hey secret. Oh no, I've already said that one. I love it. It's a memory play question and my brain's like, wait, I've already done that. Okay. I've heard that your sub learning to be a tist can make your trances worse. Wait, hold on. I've heard. Who told you this? Sorry. Hold on. I've heard that if you're a sub learning to be a tist, it can make your trances worse. Sorry. Sorry. Wait. Are you serious? Who told you this? Okay, right. Let's fucking diminish. Let's fucking destroy this comment. First of all, whoever told you that is fucking wrong. I've got a friend who literally is like, look, I never call anyone dumb, but that's just dumb and wrong. Like, the person's not dumb and wrong, but that comment is just dumb and wrong. What is it? There's no stupid questions, but that question is just dumb and wrong. Oh, man. No, so anyway, okay, first of all, whoever told you that being a sub learning to test can make your trances worse, lies and slander. Absolutely not. As you've been on both sides of the watch, can you comment, as I want to learn, but I love being destroyed as a sub? Okay, so here's the thing with switching. I think a lot of people get this very confused because people have told me in the past, the more I learn about hypnosis, the worse I'm going to get at being hypnotized. But that's actually not true. I think the more education you have, the more things you know about hypnosis and about hypnotizing other people, you actually get better at it because now you know why it works. You know, it's like before when I said about the absorption, the dissociation, the suggestibility. I know a lot of people who avoid like thinking about that kind of stuff and thinking about learning why does this induction work because they're worried that now they know the secret source that they're going to get worse at something and not better. But actually knowing the secret source, it tells you so much more about the ingredients that go into it. And now you know the secret ingredients to all this kind of stuff. You can then take that and be like, wow, now I've noticed when I'm focused. Now I've noticed when I'm dissociated. Now I notice when someone's giving me a suggestion and my brain is accepting it as the truth. You know, like it's just one of those things. So I personally think that learning to hypnotize somebody else is a really vital skill because now you can kind of understand like how other people go into trance. Also, did I ever tell you the story about how sometimes when you're hypnotizing someone else, you're so focused on hypnotizing someone else that you also go into a mutual trance state? Yeah, so there we go. So you can get like secondhand trance from that. And if you listened to my hypnotized hypnotist audio the other day, yeah. Yeah. So there we go. Yeah, like Allison in the chat, my wife is a sub. She is not a dom. She has never been the dommy dom type. And I'm not saying that to be mean to her. I'm just saying this is just kind of it's not her thing, right? And it could be her thing, but it's just not her thing. So, but she still got certified as a hypnotist, and she still does sessions with people, and she still tops people, and she still hypnotizes the shit out of me. And it's rude, and it's mean. But, you know, but she's not a dom, you know? She does have some dommy bones sometimes, but she's not a switch, she's a sub. And she still knows hypnosis, and she's actually better than me. So, so use that information as you will. Yeah, technically, she's a better hypnotist than me. I'm just a chaotic gremlin with my hypnosis, and she actually does it properly. But, you know, so there we go. So no, I 100% say, do that. Learn how to become a test. It will not make your hypnosis trances worse. It might make you more switchy, and at which point, join the club. Switching is fun. And I think that anyone who tells you that you shouldn't do something because it might make you better at this, as someone said in the chat, it's borderline like gross. I wouldn't call it abusive, but I would say it's definitely kind of gross, and I would definitely like side-eye the person who is kind of pushing that kind of shit on you. Because yeah, exactly. Allison says, I'm not a dom for y'all's protection. It's so true. The other day she said to me, Secret, I think I'm going to become a fin dom. And I said to her, that's probably an unwise idea because I think she would be too good at it. She'd be way too good at it, and you would all be very scared, and none of you would have any money anymore. Yeah. So she's actually very good. She's written a few scripts for me before. One in particular that I posted in 2018, and it was incredibly good. So there you go. So yeah. Okay, other questions. I love this one. I don't even know why I'm here. I dislike the concept and don't believe it. Why am I even awake? It's midnight here. Alright, see ya! Oh my god. What are your thoughts on setting multiple triggers in a single session? I was always told to do one per session. Wait. Sorry, I'm trying not to laugh, because that's kind of silly. Oh god, why am I being... Sorry, I've become a judgmental bitch. God damn! Sorry, I always was, apparently. Okay. I'm going to dispel this myth right here, because whoever your mentor was, I understand that they probably, I don't know why they said this. That's untrue. That's 100% untrue. So the only thing I would say to limit how many triggers you should set per session is it depends on A, what you're doing, B, how well you and the person you're playing with is going to remember the triggers. But also I tend not to do specific trigger sets. It's very complicated, but when it comes to setting triggers per session, if you're going to do like, oh, now this is a bimbo trigger, oh, now this is a thingy trigger, oh, now this is a thingy trigger, you can do as many fucking triggers per session as you want. I've had sessions that have gone for several hours where people have put 10, 15 triggers in me. Now, not all of them stick. Oh, for fuck's sake, my cat's on my shelf again. Not all of them stick, but also... that's why you write them down, you reinforce them, you know, like some of those triggers are probably not going to be the ones that get to you, but some of these triggers are the triggers that I've now had for literal years. Oh my god, ow. Oh shit, sorry, my cat has decided to, yeah. So like for example, I've had sessions where we've done little triggers like every time I say in the voice, you're adorable, you repeat, I'm adorable in a tranced out voice. Like that's a really simple trigger there that you can just throw in there. What? Don't look at me like that. My wife is like, excuse me. So no, put as many triggers as you want. If you just do one trigger, I mean, it can get a bit boring. I've got files where I put like 6 or 7 in people at one time. But also, this is what I was going to say. You don't have to have it set like induction, trigger, induction, trigger, induction, trigger. I probably prefer to do sessions in terms of like, I don't like to explicitly add triggers into people. Like for example, one of my recent audios, I made a I wouldn't call it a trigger, I call it more of an anchor. And I can tell you the difference between the two if you want that. But so this anchor is a patience thing. So it's like, oh, hearing me say the word patience makes you want it more, right? That's not an explicit trigger. That's not me saying every time I say patience, you feel a neediness inside you. I could have worded it like that, but I would prefer to set it like an implication of it instead, which is more of like an anchory feeling. It doesn't mean that it's not a trigger, because it technically then becomes a trigger, because then every time I say the word patience or wait during one of my audios or during this particular audio, people will feel that like neediness or desperation for trance building inside them. I'm trying not to trigger anyone by saying these things, by the way. So this is only to give reference, okay? Please. But yeah. So you don't have to explicitly have like set triggers if you don't want to. Like I said, you can have anchors instead. Anchors being suggestions that become or can become triggers through conditioning. So I would say do as many triggers as you want, as many triggers as you feel your subject, your hypnotist can handle at the time. remember, not all of your triggers are going to stick if you do tons and tons at once, but that's what reinforcement's for. Reinforce the ones you like, get rid of the ones you don't. Fuck around and find out. Alright, we've got a super chat. Oh my god, it's so fun listening to the stream. Gotta head to bed. Okay, replaying the stompy part of the stream. I wanted to thank you for lots and everything you do. Thank you so much. Noru, thank you for the super. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. How many anchors and triggers do you think you've used in your audios at least? Oh, hundreds. Hundreds. I've been doing this since 2018. God, I have so many triggers that I've forgotten what all of them are. Do you know what? Patreon is really good for that because I write them all down. I used to have a book of all of my different triggers from all my different files, and I stopped writing at about 5 or 6 pages because it just got too long. Maybe I'll make a big trigger list at some point to help people find the files they want, but it just takes a long time, you know? Yeah. It was always something I was really apprehensive about, but it sounds like, yeah, you can do as many as you feel. Whoa! Sorry. My cat's trying to break stuff in my house now. I don't know what that was. But yeah, so it's just a whole thing. A whole thing. Oh my god. I might have to get off the stream soon. I think my cat broke something. No, it's all good? No, there's no broken glass. Okay. Oh god. There's no broken glass. Okay, great. I have a trigger book dating about 2012. Yeah, exactly. What is your favorite file? Oh my god. My favorite file. What did I make recently? Oh, the Stage Magician one. The Stage Magician file is probably my favorite file. My cat is devious. Colonel is an absolute asshole. It was Pippa. Oh, it was Pippa. Pippa's also an asshole. Both of my cats are assholes. Okay, if you did a custom audio, would you do one completely in uwu voice? I'm not into that, but it would be funny. If people really paid me, if you paid me like $350 to $500, I would do it in an uwu voice. Probably for like 5 minutes. Yeah, if people really want custom audios and you're happy to provide a script, I will consider it. I will consider it, but that's it. That's it. Took me like 8 years to muster the courage to do files because I was worried people were going to run off with it and do it responsibly. Have you ever done a file you were worried about? Yep. Sure have. Back in the day before I caused a lot of drama on Tumblr. Because this is what I like to do, apparently, cause a lot of drama on Tumblr. And before I did that, I used to listen to this particular content creator's files because I was unfortunately in some of them. And they were particularly known for being sticky and dangerous and, well, I wouldn't say dangerous, but like sticky and just gross and iffy with consent. And they definitely weren't hypnosis. They were more brainwashing conditioning, especially pleasure conditioning, which I can't get into here because I don't want to get banned. But we can talk about that at some other point maybe. But I would say, yeah, I absolutely did do a bunch of those files. And I can tell you it just... Ooh... This is how I've learned subject agency over the years, because it just becomes a thing of like, you have to really protect yourself because you are important, your brain is important, and you should never put yourself in a position where you feel uncomfortable. It's also how I had my first ab reaction, which was not very fun. A lot of crying, a lot of shaking, a lot of nearly throwing up and passing out on the floor. It just wasn't very fun. So yeah, after that I became very aware. But what I will say to people is, this is why it's, when you're listening to audio files, it's very important you keep yourself safe. Now, some big things to keep yourself safe when listening to people's audio files, even mine, anyone, literally any audio files on the internet, in terms of hypnosis and especially brainwashing and conditioning files. First of all, read the description or the tags. If you've seen the tags and you know there's some tags in there that are iffy for you, you're like, okay, no. Read the description. If they provide a description, I always provide a description. At the beginning of my videos, I always provide it on Patreon, on Soundgasm, wherever I can get my hands on it. Make sure to read that thoroughly and then go, okay, is this what I want it to do? Cool. If you are still concerned, right? If you're still a bit iffy, you've seen the tags, you've seen the description, or it's not very clear, and you're a bit like, well, it's not clear. First of all, if someone's tags and descriptions do not make it clear what's in the audio, I would question that. I'm not saying like you should go and cancel everybody who has shitty descriptions, although we've already done that before. So it wouldn't be the first time. But I would say that make sure that you do what's called a conscious listen if you can. Not everybody can do this, because some people like me, you got a sticky brain, and the second you hear it, you're like, I'm under trance, oh fuck, help, I'm going down. If you have a sticky brain, give it to a friend who doesn't. So a conscious listen is where you just listen to the audio with the idea that you do not go into trance. So if you can't do that, send it to a friend and be like, hey, I want to try this out because it has some stuff in it that I'm interested in, but I'm not sure. Give it to a friend, have them listen to it, have them, like, you know, mind you, a lot of people like to play with danger. I do know that, but also I think that there's this thing, right, whereas there are some people who just love that whole, like, oh, it's dangerous, so I go and find it. But at the same time, also think about like the long-term implications of things. There is this problem that I see sometimes around the hypnosis kink scene where people love the idea of doing this full time. Yeah, I love implied danger. I love implied danger in a scene. You know, me, when I'm playing, I love a bit of like implied, like, oh, this could be, oh, it gets a little scary, a little sexy, like, oh no, I'm gonna find myself your thrall forever, oh god. But if someone's doing that to you with the intention of like, you know, with the intention of like, this is a forever thing, then that's where it becomes concerning. You know, like if it's a fantasy of, oh, the fantasy of being your thrall forever and ever and ever, being your mindless, obedient thrall forever and ever and ever, that's sexy. The reality of that is not the same. And I think that's where people get a little bit, and this is my cancelable take, because I know that there are people out there in the IQ play community, in the bimbo community, in the age play community, in like various communities that kind of sit outside the hypnosis niche, who use hypnosis to do this full-time 24/7. Now, obviously, for those 24/7 full-time people, okay, that's cool for you, but at the same time, 99% of us have to be able to function as normal human beings, normal adult human beings in real life. And because of that, the fantasy of getting swept up in forever brainwashing, sexy. The idea of being taken away to some cult where you worship this goddess of hypnosis, and that's all you do 24/7, is everything you do, everything you're working towards is to please her, sounds really hot. In practice, it probably doesn't look so sexy. So, you know, yeah, it's not that you shouldn't do it. It's the idea that it's very different from the fantasy of, exactly. And I think that it becomes very important to distinguish the fantasy versus the reality of things. You know, in fantasy, brainwashing forever and ever, becoming a drone forever and ever sounds hot. But also, there's also a time when you might want to go out for dinner, for a cheeky Nando's, where you're not a drone. You know what I mean? Life is bigger than kink sometimes, and even though there are people out there who play 24/7 and live a 24/7 dynamic, that is absolutely alright. That is totally valid and fine, and I'm not saying you shouldn't go out there and have a 24/7 TPE with somebody that you trust, that you've worked on for a long time, because people do, and people do it very successfully. But also remember that there are times outside of kink when, like, you do not want to do that. You might just want to, like, oh no, hold on. Oh, there we go. That you just want to, like, you know, I don't know. That you just want to be a person. And I think that that's also great. I can't talk about that. I was going to talk about something that happened to me recently, but I'm not ready to. And I don't want to say anything yet. But also, maybe at some point I will. But yeah, I think that there's layers to this. You know what I mean? And I think it's very important to understand that, like, with any audio file that you listen to, whatever you're doing, if it's got permanency suggestions that are intended to make you addicted and intended to make you think about nothing but that forever and ever and ever, I would question that, because also you have to think of the implications of that. Is this going to destroy you? Is this going to be something that is going to get involved with your real life stuff? Yeah. This is also why in the past I've spoken out against people who made audios like that, where it's like, we're here to basically ruin your life. And it's like, well, no, because people still need to be people still need to live. And it's really fun to go online and to go and do scenes with people at the dungeon, or scenes with people at the party, or scenes with people at someone's house, or like, you know, play around with this kind of stuff. But also there are times when, you know, what if you have a health condition? Somebody used to tell me something about permanency and reinforcement when it comes to TPE stuff. And one of the things, and this sounds really horrible, but one of the things somebody used to tell me was, okay, but imagine a scenario where your dom, who you had a 24/7 TPE relationship with, who had brainwashed you to the point where you can't function as an adult or function as a person in society. What if they got really sick? And what if they got incredibly ill and they couldn't function themselves anymore? What would happen to you? So that's like, you know, that's the thing, and this is what gets me cancelled. So yeah, so there we go. So that's always something I like to think about. So when it comes to audiophiles, just be careful. TPE, total power exchange. So that means like your dom has the final say all the time. Yeah. Reminds me of a certain bimification hypnosis series that are large about altering you almost permanently. Yeah, I think I know exactly which one you're talking about. Yeah, Alison just said, what if they got hit by a bus? Exactly. Life can change in an instant, so you've just got to like keep yourself safe and be careful. And it's not to say you can't have sexy power exchange fantasies, or sexy fantasies of really devious stuff, or stuff that goes for a long time, because you absolutely can. But then also at the same time, you have to remember that life happens, and you also have to remember that, like, yeah, it's just a whole thing. Oh, you understand hypnotic better than most. Have you ever thought about writing a book? I have thought about writing a book, but the problem is I have ADHD, and every time I start a project, it never fucking comes to fruition because I'm really bad at it. But I am starting a podcast soon. So very soon you'll see a podcast, and I hope that will help. It's going to be fun. I'm so excited. Would you do anything like a full stage routine at the end of the Stage Magician audio? I loved being the actual thing while being hypnoed. I will consider that for a sequel. Yes. Fantasies are different, you know, scenes, exactly. What I love about doing a scene is that at the end of the scene, that's it. We're like, and scene, it's done, it's finished, it's over, and we can move on with our lives, and we can still be people. Love that. I'd buy it. Aw, that's really cute. Or is this? Yeah, but anyway, if you have any other questions, please throw them in the chat. I'll probably answer a few more, and then we'll go. But I just want to say a big thank you to everybody who came to today's HypnoKink educational session. I really hope that this live stream can become something that people can refer to for stuff. I know it's kind of like one of these things that lives can get a little bit rambly, a bit long, but I'm going to timestamp it, or if anyone else would like to timestamp it because, you know, you're a simp, please do that. Please throw it in the comments, and then I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Oh my god. I'm so bad. I'm like calling out all the simps right now. I'm like, yeah, simps, where are you? Where you at? Do my bidding, damn it. Write lots of articles and then stream together in a book. Oh my god, maybe I'll think about it. Yeah, you can have a scene where you play the idea forever without doing the actual thing. Exactly. I do a lot of audio files where I go forever and ever and ever, but I don't mean it. Let's be honest. It's a fantasy, you know? I'm allowed to say simp. This is YouTube. Twitch can't ban me here. Can you do a real hypnosis at the end? No. Because this is an educational session, I'd like to keep this hypnosis free. Although... Nah. Maybe next time we'll do it. I like the rambling lives. I'm glad. Miss Subject, call me cute. I can die happy now. Oh my god. Thank you for putting yourself out there. Well, thank you for listening. Seriously, I can't do this without all of you. So I have to give everybody here a big old pat on the back for being here, and for listening to this today. Yeah. So thank you. I really, really appreciate it. Yeah, it makes me feel very special. Oh, my question is Wait. Does how you're feeling? Oh, yes, sorry. Okay, does how you're feeling dictate how the trance goes? That's a really good question. I would say yes. I would say absolutely yes. How you're feeling does dictate how the trance goes, and the reason why is because if you are in a mood where you're not feeling it, it can really impact just like everything you're doing. Like, say if you're in one of those days when you have like a funk and you're like, oh, I'm not feeling it today. I'm just not feeling it today. And that's okay. But at the same time, it will impact how you trance, because you'll be so focused on that it's just a whole thing. So yeah, I would say absolutely it does dictate how the trance goes. I've had days myself where I've listened to audios where it's gone differently to the day before, but just because of my mood or because of how I was just feeling, you know. I love free educational info. One day I want to try it, that's why I'm here. Oh, that's cool. And you know what, I really hope that I can provide some content that does help people. That's why I wanted to provide more educational content again in a format that is that's easy to digest and nice. I know it's really hard because I know before I used to do a lot of these like educational streams and educational videos, and I had to take a lot of them down because with my channel becoming more ASMR focused, I really didn't want to like cross-pollinate too many things on the channel, because obviously people come for the ASMR and the hypnosis and they didn't stay for a lot of the educational content. So I wanted to have a separate space for that, but then I had to take that space down due to non-disclosable reasons that NDA. So it's like a whole thing. But I really want to be able to make this channel, you know, a little bit more hypno-focused, because that's exactly what it was about from the start. So yeah, I think that providing educational work and providing like podcast material, interviews, other stuff too, as well as obviously the great hypnosis content and ASMR content that you know and love, is important to me. Yeah, and hopefully a little bit of YouTubing in the future, but we'll see. Ooh! A clip by accident, I've been here for like half an hour. How does that make you feel? It makes me feel very, very proud that I've now corrupted you, and now you're here. Now you're here, and you cannot escape now. Mwah, 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 mwah. Yeah. What a bit about the Magician Association in latest audio. Wait, was the bit about the Magician Association in latest audio about the experience with the hypnosis? No, it wasn't at all. That was just a meme. Just me memeing on shit. No, it had no real life context whatsoever. A lot of the time I don't write these things from experience. I just write them because I think it's funny. And that was just I thought this was funny. The PowerPoint induction was the only one for today. Exactly. And the PowerPoint induction will be the most meming induction of all time. And everyone said secret, you can't hypnotize your chat with a PowerPoint. And I said, fucking watch me. So there we go. Why would we want to escape? Exactly. Why would you want to escape? Now, before I go, I just want to say two things. One is, again, thank you all for being here. And the second one is, fucking stream my music, damn it. Fucking stream my music, damn it. I worked very hard on it, so please go stream my music on SoundCloud. I'll get one of the mods to post it in the chat again. Go stream my music, and tell me I'm good, because people have been mean to me lately and I don't like it, and it makes me want to cry. I'm sure a person totally wouldn't be tempted to do a hypnotic session here. Oh my god, stop. Anyway, I just want to say a big thank you to everybody for being here today, and until next time, don't forget to keep it trancey. I will see you later. Goodbye. Goodbye.